Hey, hello everyone. Thanks for joining. Okay, let's get start today. This is all about Azure SQL DBA and migration SQL workloads to Azure. Okay, it is going to cover typically the administration part as well as you will get easily to certification crack yourself, DP 300. So those who are, minimum at least 5+ years of experience, most of the, companies that they are looking the DP 300 certification. Okay, so the 050 is typically the migration part. Okay, so the whatever the on-premises workloads that currently being in hosted, we can migrate from on-premises to Azure landscape. Okay, so where we can able to easily to approaches the kinds of migration process. Okay, so there will be multiple approaches based upon client approval, client criticality of the application will good to go. This is core part that we are going to cover. Okay, so let's pitch into this what exactly we are going to cover in this DP 300 or Azure SQL DBA part. Okay, so it is in a real time based. Okay, so you'll get 30 days of period. Okay, so since this is weekend mm, batch. Okay, so we'll going to take an extensive 3 hours of duration time every Saturday, Sunday. Okay, likewise we're going to cover. It may be extend 5 to 6 days of next 1 or 2 weeks of the time. Okay, so we just going to divide this in two parts. Okay, so totally we have uh, 7 modules basically. Okay, so in these 7 modules, we will going to cover initial part of basics related stuff. Okay, so the basic related stuff is going to from the scratch. Okay, so those who are not familiar cloud technology also they can easily to understand the Azure cloud technology. Then after that we'll slowly move towards database related stuff and the migration stuff, and then we are going to end to end develop the migration process as well. Okay, so the first and foremost thing, what exactly we are going to do in a module base. Okay, so if you can see this, Azure SQL managed instance lab setups and all we're going to do. So in the certification standpoint of the weightage that exactly it is going to cover. Okay, so the implementation of secure, it is as similar as if you can go and see the Microsoft link also, you will get the similar kind of certification related stuff. This is okay, this is extensively advanced related stuff. Okay, so but if you are familiar other cloud technology as well, like AWS, GCP kind of thing, okay, you can easily digest and you can easily to crack this one. Okay, so coming to this certification related of DP 300 Azure SQL database. So by covering of the certification part, we'll completely do the migration as well as basic related. If you can see this first part of this one. Okay, the cloud computing related, introduction of Azure theory related, and we will have some glance of information how to take the subscription and what are the certification types, how we are going to take. So to complete this course, basically you required Azure free trial subscription. Okay, so we will get 2 rupees of INR. They're going to debit from your account, and then they're going to revert back to you, so you can use for this free trial subscription to entire course. Okay, and starting with portal related, how we are going to navigate, what are the SDKs we have that we are going to use. Okay, and then module 3 wise completely in day 3. Okay, so virtual missions concept, since you are going to work on this um, Azure, you must and should know the virtual missions part. Okay, so instances like AWS and GCP related, similar kind of, we will call it as Azure virtual machines. And here also we have Azure storage fundamental related. So this is the storage part actually, we just going to cover, okay, because of when we are doing the migration part and doing some sort of things, admissions part, the storage part, it is going to play a very vital role. That's what we are going to cover in details. Okay, and at day 4 or in module 4, we are going to do the networking part as well. Okay, so how AWS and GCP VPC concept is there. Here is we have a VPN concept. Okay, so and day 5. Okay, so we'll have completely the 6 modules, the Azure SQL database administration part, covering to DP300 related stuff. Okay, so Azure data platforms introduction and the Azure database platforms optimization compatibility. So these are the things we are going to cover. We have completely the course curriculum link that you can refer and get back. Okay, if you want to cover more extensively the adding to uh, real time perspective, we feel free to add and we can good to go and deliver that. Coming to the implementation security environment, which is going to cover, deploying of SQL VMs and then ORM template, how we're go. So normally we'll go and deploy by using of the GUI method, but we can use here ORM template kind of thing, and deploying of Azure SQL databases and Azure SQL database, instance Visual Studio and all, and firewall authentication. And here we have some sort of things we are going to power automation things. Okay, so that also we are going to do here. And performing administration by using of TSQL. So we have option normally Azure SQL database related stuff when you're using TSQL as well, that we are going to leverage in even Azure SQL standpoint also. The main important is high availability disaster recovery related stuff, where we have completely the methodology of Azure SQL managed instance, and the assessment part and the migration part, how we are going to use the tools like SSMS, DMA, DMS. So these are the tools that we are going to utilize to do some availability concept. Okay, and monitoring of the optimization of general resources. This is though your services running in a cloud landscape, so how optimistically you're going to monitoring. Okay, so in the monitoring part for the database servers, VM servers and all. Okay, that also we have completely dedicated module. And then we have architecture design of the best practice for the examination preparation. So as a database administration guy, Azure consultant, so once you are in the project, you are going to do some sort of project support. Okay, so where we can able to use this pricing calculator, some sort of reference architecture, so how we are going to build designing of the failures and false, how it is going to do. Okay, so implementation of elasticity, automation, leverage and different storage options, so reference architecture, examination preparation. This is completely the examination standpoint of, but we are more extensively going to cover when you are into the joined project. Okay, so how we are going to manage your things like individually, so that it is going to cover basically. Okay, so uh, let me jump into this Azure infra related from basic fundamental terminologies that we are going to discuss just 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so why we should go for first of all Azure cloud, public cloud. Okay, so though you have other public cloud platforms like GCP, AWS. Okay, because of Microsoft Azure and Microsoft Azure SQL product is typically the Microsoft related. So comparing to other cloud, public cloud vendors. Okay, so it is having massive pass model services into Azure, and when you go for hybrid connectivity, and security offerings. Enterprise agreement. The enterprise agreement is basically okay, is comparing to other cloud vendors. Microsoft is going to give nearly to 40 to 60% of um, uh, uh, deduction. Okay, so that much of cost it is going to reduce because of their own product. Okay, when you go for other public cloud vendor, that much of offer or price cost not going to give, but in Microsoft you'll get that option. Okay, .NET compatibility, comparing to this PaaS compare platform as a service, one of the service one, there you will not get any past compatibilities of other cloud. So uh, the documentation from a standpoint of other third party vendor integration tools, that you have massive compatibility in this Azure end. Okay, so that's what everybody looking to Azure cloud and Azure SQL DBA to the migration from on-premises to cloud. So coming to the global infrastructure, we have across world 160 active Azure data center in the 60 regions we have. So even in fact India also, you have West India, Central India, South India. South India in Chennai, the Microsoft data center is available. So upcoming, we were getting two more data centers. It is in pipeline in India. Okay, so that is all about infrastructure standpoint of. We will slowly learn what is in a region, what is in a availability zones, and where it is located, that in details model perspective we are going to do. Coming to this AWS, Azure and Google. Okay, since the market leader in AWS, still the Azure is, taking rapidly the market share. Okay, in fact Google also taking towards crossing to this high competitor to this AWS and Azure. Okay, so because of the price factor. Okay, so that is what these are the top three cloud public cloud vendor market. So apart from that, we do have Salesforce and IBM cloud, and we do have Alibaba. So these are the in fact, Oracle Cloud, a lot of cloud vendors is pitched to the market, but these are the top three cloud vendor. If you know similar kind of experience in other cloud, okay, so you'll easily to understand and easily to practice and get it done and work in this independently in any cloud SQL projects. Okay, so that's it. If you can see, there would be a couple of cloud deployment models. Okay, so you guys is familiar with this, service model, the deployment models. So just keep in remember what we are going to talk about the deployment models and all. Basically, we have service model. Okay, so that is infrastructure as a service, and the platform as a service, and the software as a service. Okay, so what exactly this is IaaS and PaaS and SaaS. Okay, so typically we can see here on-premises related currently existing uh, we are traditional manner that how we are going to work. We will have networking team, storage team, servers, virtualization, OS, and a middleware, runtime. So every layer there is a dedicated team that is going to work in projects. But when you go for cloud, okay, the what we talked about the deployment models, and we have in a service model, right? So these are the three service model. All public cloud vendors, there is no change at all. The service prospect of we can see this, infrastructure as a service, and platform as a service, and the software as a service. So as a database and Azure infra guy, you'll have more working these two areas, Azure infrastructure as a service and the platform as a service. So now towards going to data engineers and data analysts, they're going to work in the software as a service, few of the uh, applications and done, but we are essentially going to cover these two parts. Okay, there is no databases got deployed in the software as a service. Coming to this, infrastructure as a service, what it exactly is going to happen? This is underlying, hardware storage services that is going to maintain by the cloud vendor. Okay, networking, storage, servers, and virtualization. So they are going to give the OS layer and network layer and as a storage layer. On top of it, you can go and do your installation part of the OS and middleware runtime data and application. This is going to happen you know a regular based of infrastructure as a service. Okay, it means you'll have, though the cloud vendor is going to provide underlying thing. Okay, so you can have some customization part, but we will go and discuss in deeply in exact module hence in which you business quest this is going to help us to go and choose this one. That is the most important part when you are going to take the decision in a cloud prospect. So coming to this platform as a service, they are going to end to end this 6 layers that is going to maintain. You just need to take care of your application in the database. Okay, no need to do any backup, restore, and maintenance. Patching. Okay, so and scheduling task. Mm, vulnerabilities. Okay, so the maintenance, hardware related, patch, OS related, that you cannot able to do everything. It is going to taken care by the public vendor. You focus on your application and the data. So that is the beauty of this platform as a service. To reduce your to reduce your administration related. That's what in the cloud. Once after the migration has done, out of 5 dbs, they are going to reduce 3 dbs and 2 dbs. Okay, there is percentage of the administration talks there is lesser coming to here. Okay, so you have some task to do. You have to do your own backups, so you have to do some patching, and you have to do some monitoring. You have to do some vulnerability assessment. So the maintenance and all you are going to do in this part actually. Okay, so the work man admission standpoint of, you have some lesser and you will get some little bit of higher. But here you have to do in 100% of admission task here in this traditional manner. When you go for infrastructure as service, you will get 60% of the tasks you are going to do, and 40% of the tasks that cloud vendor is going to happen. Here you are going to do completely only you will do 30% of the tasks you are going to do. 70% of the tasks public cloud vendor is going to take in care everything. So just make sure which service and which service model that you are going to doing. That is the most important thing. Okay, so that is all about infrastructure as a platform as a service. Okay, so we will discuss in a deeper in next upcoming slides and all. Okay, so if you can see this part, basically earlier days, you have a SQL server. Okay, so that SQL server you are running physical machines, and later part visualization came into the picture. Okay, so there you have some a bare metal server. On top of it, you are going to run multiple servers where you can able to utilize that servers is basically for application database and all. Okay, so there is some cost reduction. Suppose that what it will happen cloud once it is in pitch into that. Okay, so we have infrastructure as a service just before what we talked about. Okay, so the underlying hardware they are going to provide, and the software related stuff we have to take care of. And you have a platform as a service just before what we talked about. Uh, and here is your Azure SQL visualized database we have. So that's what it is cost. We have hybrid cloud and all. Okay, so towards right. Okay, so the cost is going to reducing here, and the managing of resources that typically it is going to are reducing. Okay, so here the on premises we are going to take care end to end. Okay, so the lower cost of when you are move for the cloud. Okay, so that's it. That is all about. And why the customer choosing the migration aspect? Because of the data center expire, software and support. So if you guys is remember, nowadays the SQL 2008 2008 R2, in fact 2012 also it is extended support, which is going to, and which is already ended, 2022. Okay, now 2014 is, extended support. So that is the why the customers that looking forward to migration of your, things on it, quickly migrating, acquisitions, because of, doing of the migration task. It is going to take, a lot of time. Okay. Okay. So what I want to tell is basically, so quickly, integrate acquisition and all. Okay. So if you want to integrate, multiple APIs and application, okay, so cloud is the best suit. Okay. So capacity needs, let's say today you just, deployed typically 2 to 3 servers, suddenly you required, 10 server, 15 servers to procure that one. It is taking off, months, in fact a year also. Okay, if you guys is working in earlier days, the migration are, to deploy multiple servers, it is going to take a lot of time. Okay, so the best example is, if you can take, any big million days and all in Flipkart, Amazon, and okay, so there is a lot of resources that you require to increase the, servers and all. It is a big task to, let earlier days, but now if you are in the cloud, it is a task of a matter of, 10 to 15 days of, scaling up your workloads, software, hardware refreshment. Okay, so you are, working of workloads, the legacy hardware components. Okay, so if you want to know, so earlier we have HSD disk. Okay, nowadays you have all magnetic, instead of magnetic disk, you have, SSD disk, solid state disk, right? So to migrate that one, we are going to choose that migration path and all. Okay, security threats and compliance and application innovations, and okay, so nowadays nobody is not going to use for the traditional manner application. They have an API, they are now going to integrating in the mobile apps and all. So these are the, customer requirement to do the migration to the infrastructure oriented services typically. Okay, so that is all about the migration choose pass prospect. The Azure is the best place for the data. Why they're saying this, best place? Because of, hybrid connectivity, performance scaling, and modern scalability. It is, comparing other cloud vendor, it is giving, massive services. Okay, so the capacity of data that you are going to manage, and security and all. Okay, so when you're going to choose, migrating your databases and all, okay, we have an option like, hybrid cloud. Okay, so infrastructure as service in the platform as a service, right? So if you are doing, hybrid cloud, let's say the market competitors, you are existing running your workloads in a AWS, and parallelly you want to manage your, databases that you can able to run. I mean to say that if you have the uh, uh, yes, if you have already your workload, Azure, okay, so and you are, some of the workloads running in AWS, okay, so what it will happen, in cloud to cloud also we can able to manage and integrate your workloads, for uh, based upon your project specification. Okay, so no. So running of your workload in a cloud to cloud, on-premises to cloud. Okay, so that is typically we will follow the hybrid cloud manner. Okay, so and also you'll have, infrastructure as service. So as I said, visualization hardware data centers is going to maintain from the cloud vendor. Remaining things you have to take care of your high availability database, patching, OS presentation, and when you go for, pass model. Okay, so it is everything, availability, disaster recovery, backup, patching, OS partitioning, visualization, hardware, data center, everything is going to taken care by the cloud vendor. Okay, so only you have to focus on your database and the application. Okay, rest of the managed tasks that is taken care for the cloud vendor. So you have, few things. Okay, so like in a Azure end, there is a four services which we can able to see. Infrastructure as service. Okay, so you have a virtual machines. Okay, inside of your SQL server it is going to run. The business use case standpoint of, okay, let's say you can use the existing images of from the cloud vendor, or else if you have already software assurance with the Microsoft, okay, so that I can able to leverage. So we will get into touch base that in deeper manner how we can able to leverage that business use case. We do have like Azure SQL managed instance, which is a similar kind of field that you are going to use managed instance prospect of and cost also it is a little bit of high, okay, because of everything it is going to manage. And Azure SQL, okay, best for supporting of a modernized cloud apps. Let's say you just start up and that you want to use this database in a startup, you can go and utilize. But this is which is going to compatible with your on-premises server 99.95 percentage. Okay, because of there is some limitations, okay, in this Azure SQL, you don't have, DB mail cross queries and, jobs. So which is not going to available when you go for a managed instance, that kind of features we have. Okay, so except the OS control, everything you have. It means 99.99 compatibility with this your on-premises server. So Azure SQL it's best for, extending of your ops to IoT edges that you can able to integrate here. Okay, so okay, so what exactly the Azure SQL offering right for you? Okay, so it is typically, as I said, Azure SQL database, Azure SQL managed instance, and migration, Azure SQL VMs. Okay, this is benefit of IaaS and benefit of the PaaS model that we just talked about. Okay, so yeah, so this is all about, okay, so we will go and discuss about this part. Okay, so let's jump into this demo part basically. Okay, so before that, what I want to share with you folks, so jumping into this Azure portal. Okay, so as I said, okay, we have free trial subscription from the Microsoft end. You can take free of cost of this Azure subscription, but there is no change at all for the enterprise subscription of the free trial subscription. It is a similar as similar as on-premises one that you can able to see. Okay, so this is my subscription that we are going to utilize. Okay, so here is my subscription tenant account details. How we can able to take the subscription, we are going to guide you the step-by-step process. Okay, we have document that you can able to follow, and also I'm going to guide by taking up the demo for the this subscription. Okay, so this is on top we can see this CLI method, notification bar, settings and all. Okay, so once you are logged in, you will feel similar kind of thing. This is the left side panel that where we can able to see all your home button. Okay, so dashboard, all the services. So see how, if you are familiar any AWS in a Google Cloud. Okay, so how the web interface you will look feel a similar kind of thing. You can see all the service from the Microsoft, and you can see this let's say the compute option. If you go, the what are the service that you're going to take, and the database and migration related stuff that we can able to see here. Okay, and Azure App Function, storage, database, migration, virtual machine, load balance, virtual networks, and Microsoft Intra ID monitor. So these are the things. If you can, in fact, you can able to see the support model and all. Okay, so support plans also. Okay, we will discuss in details, the upcoming sessions and all. Okay, so the basic developer standard, professional support related stuff that we are going to discuss. Okay, so I'm just jumping into this, deploying of your, uh, uh, Azure SQL database and Azure SQL VM. Okay, so uh, what exactly we are going to do? Normally, we will do in a GUI method and all. So parallelly, we are going to cover to deploying of this workload. So by using of Terraform code. Okay, so this Terraform code from the database infrastructure deployment, we are going to extensively going to cover. But for the VMs, the storage, the networking, okay, so most of services that we are going to cover. So which is going to cover for the DevOps related stuff as well. Okay, so let me make clear. Okay, so this is my on-premises workstation environment that we are going to do uh, all the lab sessions over here. Okay, so you no need to you can do from your end similar kind of setup, or else you can use your laptop. Okay, so to do this all the settings and all. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, okay, so let's go and do some deployment process of your VM. As I said, okay, if you can go and click on this one. Okay, so the services which we can able directly create Azure SQL database. Okay, we just saw this uh, database, right? So if you can see this, the deployment process of Azure SQL things, okay, we are going to do some deployment of this one. Okay, so what are the families that we have pass module and all. Let's do and deploy first of all this one. Then after that we'll go and we'll do this one as well. Okay, so I'm just jumping to this. In the portal end, okay, or else you can type databases. Okay, so we can see this database related stuff, Azure SQL. If you can type Azure SQL, we'll see that Azure SQL related stuff is here also. Okay, so either the ways you can go and create, you can create here, or else you can do. So all these things we are going to discuss in details upcoming modules. Okay, so let's go and click on this Azure SQL database. It is very easy, and directly you can deploy. But the this is a demo kind of thing which we are going to delivering. But when you go for the specific modules, we will go and we will cover for the basic related stuff, each and every um, uh, point we are going to touch base. See, as I said, no, the Azure SQL managed instance, virtual machines and all, right? Just we are going to focus on this one. And also we have single database, elastic database server and all. We're going to cover in details over here. Okay, so and just creating up the single database for it is click glance of creating. It's very easy to you will feel that. So Microsoft is launched for the free of cost of database that you can able to use with the 1 lakh vCore seconds and 32 GB of the data and 32 GB of the backup storage per month for this lifetime. Okay, so 1 year back it is not available, but now it is. Just rejoin this same link. Okay, so which is going to completing. Okay, so once you can rejoin, we will continue the complete demo session with the Terraform deployment as well. Okay, so let me log in first of all. Okay, so this is my on-premises one. Okay, so let me, yeah. If you guys see this, my server, okay, so which I can able to see complete as similar as our on-premises server, okay, where I can able to exactly log in. Okay, so I just installed over here the SQL Server. Okay, we have Microsoft SQL Server 22, and uh, we do have